Good morning students, welcome to the social class. Up to yesterday we have completed about the finding about the past. So through various things we can find about the past like manuscripts, inscriptions and excavations by the archaeologists. Now today's topic is our past is one or many. So there will be one past or many pasts. Yes. If you observe the cover page of our book, we can come to understand that pasts means there are certainly more than one past. There is no single past. There are many pasts. Why? Because we are different and the people are living across the globe in many parts of the earth. So it is impossible to write a collective history based on all the people. So in one place the people living in one style, in other place people may lead in other style. For example, if we are taking any one place to write down the history, the king's, queen's life is different in that place than that of the normal public. Isn't it? Yes, the things they used, the food they ate, the work they do, everything is different from the king's life and normal public life. And there will be lot of difference in the lives of the craft person and the farmer. So there is no matching between two persons in a society. Each person can lead his own life. So it is impossible to write a single history for all the human beings. So there is certainly, definitely more than one past. So our textbook name is Our Past. Various places have various histories. So it is not possible to write single past or single history for all the human beings. So there will be many pasts for many places and many human beings. Moreover, the lives of kings and their battles and their victories were written down in inscriptions. So by reading the inscriptions we can come to know the life of the king or queen. But there is no record of the lives of herders and farmers, merchants, craft persons or fishermen. So all these people's lives we may not know. By the proofs which we can get from the excavations, the archaeologists try to connect the past and try to connect the story about the lives of the normal public. If we can get many proofs from the excavations, there will be a chance to know more about the past. But we can know about the kings, kingdoms, empires easily by reading the inscriptions. Yes. What do dates mean? If anybody asks you what is the date, what you will tell? You may simply say that right? Yes. What does this mean here? 2020. So, the date right from the birth of Jesus Christ is counting the present date. For example, 2020 means 2020 years after the birth of the Jesus Christ. After the Christ birth, it is 2020th year. Why we have to take the Jesus Christ, who is the founder of Christianity? Why? Because in the world, most of the countries are following the same. So from past 200 years onwards, we are following. Yes. Then the dates which are going back the birth of the Jesus Christ means before the Christ will be mentioned with BC. Why? Because many incidents happen before the Christ. So we mention, for example, 500 BC means this 500 belongs to before the Christ birth, means before 2020 years. So BC indicated before the Christ. Then this 2020 or after the Christ birth, it is called as AD, Anno Domini. In the Latin, the meaning of Anno Domini is the year of the Lord, that is Jesus Christ. From the birth of Jesus Christ, we can call the year as AD, Anno Domini. Before the birth of Jesus Christ, we have to use BC, before Christ. So the historians divided the time into two parts. After the birth of the Christ, before the birth of the Christ. And many other letters also are there in use to indicate the time. Those are CE. CE means Common Era, which is the alternative for AD. Common Era means which represents that the present era after the birth of the Christ. And the next one is BCE. BCE before Common Era. So other name for the BC is BCE. Somebody called BC as BP. So before the 2020 years is called as before present. So after the birth of the Jesus Christ have many names. First one is AD. Next one is Common Era. Before the birth of the Christ also have many names. The first one is BC, before the Christ. And next one is BCE, before the Common Era. And the next one is BP, before the present. So these are all divided like two types of the times. Before the birth of the Christ, after the birth of the concept in our lesson. What, where, how and when. In this lesson is decipherment. What is decipherment? So the process of understanding the inscriptions or scripts by scholars is called decipherment. The process of understanding the scripts on inscriptions by the scholars or archaeologists is called decipherment. So we know that manuscripts and inscriptions are the most important ways to trace about the past. So in the process of tracing for the past, the scholars do much of the hard work. So they has to read different types of languages. Language is keep on changing from time to time. So the language which is there 1000 years before may not be present now. So language, symbols, letters are keep on changing. So it is very difficult task to the scholars to understand the language. Here in your textbook, you can observe some symbols in the last page of the lesson. So there is a town called Rosetta at the North Africa. There some 5000 years back inscription found by the archaeologists. So on that inscription there is 2 or 3 languages are there. One is Greek and 2 Egyptian languages. The scholars who can able to read the Egyptian languages, they can trace the language for some extent. After that, with the help of Greek and this Egyptian language, they trace the letters for different symbols. They traced out the things which were written on the inscription. So this is the process of decipherment. I hope you understand the concept, and by this we completed the first lesson in history. In the next class you may get the worksheet of this lesson. Be prepared with the textbook. Don't base it on any other sources like internet and all. Just read the running notes or daily HWs, and textbook is most important source for preparing of the tests. Thank you.